come around? When will you come around? When will you come around? It's unforgiving love. When will you come around? When will you come around? When will you come around? It's unforgiving love.
First and foremost, if nobody told you as of yet today, I love you. If nobody told you as of yet today, I am proud of you. You're going to continue to achieve anything you set out to do. You understand me? Also, you already know, I do have to give you that brief disclaimer. I only want you to take what resonates and leave the rest behind, all right? I don't want you trying to force certain scenarios for you. If you don't get your confirmation through me, I guarantee you won't get it through somebody else. So be patient with your process. Also, you already know, my voice too raspy to be whispering. So this about the time that you probably want to go ahead and hit that volume, all right? So before we get started, I want to thank you so much in advance for all your love, likes, shares, subscribes, gifts, kind words, not only to myself, but each other too. I appreciate you, all right? Because I don't always get to pause in the middle of the message to relay that to you, but I definitely acknowledge you when I post this on YouTube, all right? So chosen ones, let's get started. I want you to realize right now, your dreams is coming true. See, you in the middle of the process, so you don't even realize that you progressing just because you're going through it. See, chosen ones, when I tell you that your mind is a very powerful tool, that whatever you put your mind to, you already made it once you think of it, you understand? So once you have your mind made up, you already made it. Now hear me out. See, this is how I'm going to give you an example that your dreams come true. First, we're going to give you an example pertaining to chosen ones. You know how you on your phone or you speaking around to somebody about something that you like. So you could say about a trip you want to take. You can say a thing that you want to purchase. You can talk about a song, whatever the case may be. And the more that you talk about it, all of a sudden, that's what you start to see. So you talk about this and all of a sudden you see it on your timeline in a sense. You talk about that, all of a sudden it's in front of you, correct? See, a lot of the times we say, oh, that's the government that's listening. Okay, cool. But what if you realize that God listens the same way too? Now, when I say that, chosen ones, if you speak positivity around you, if you speak love around you, that's all you're going to exceed. See, you have to realize that you have to acknowledge these things. See, you are a magnet, chosen ones. So think about a magnet with both ends. If you looking at this direction, this looking at this direction, and y'all come together, you sticking then, right? But if negativity is looking at you, trying to attack you, get a reaction out of you, if you're not paying attention to it, then it's not going to connect, it's not going to stick. So therefore they looking dumb, unable to complete or compete their mission. You understand? But hear me out. Not only that, chosen ones, I'm gonna give you an example of how your dreams came true. See, once upon a time, you may have said, okay, well, you wanted a certain type of job. See, you may be at that job right now and already be ready to clock out way before you clock in. You could already be getting annoyed with as far as the management. You can already be getting annoyed for actually having to do your job in a sense. Now, what do I mean? See, sometimes you settle for that position because they promised you to pay you certain things. You was willing to give up your peace for that profit. So now you in a location that you don't like, that you feel like it's toxic. But hear me out. See, if you change your perspective, chosen ones, see, if you had actually listened, chosen ones, when God presented that position, told you that it was a temporary spot just for you to learn certain things, and he wanted you to be attentive, that there were certain skills and trades that you was going to use from that job to the position that he was about to place you in. See, chosen ones, right now you complaining about that job, but that once was the job that you was praying to get in. Right? So your dream before you actually got hired was when you applied, your dream was to actually get accepted and actually have that job. So in a sense, your dream came true, because although you're not currently liking that job, or if it's giving you a certain type of feeling, that's a place that you prayed to be into, correct? All right. See, right now, with that same aspect, chosen ones, you could be talking about how you feel like your finances is limited. You could feel like, oh, you just have enough to pay certain bills. But there once was upon a time where you ain't even have no place to live. See, you talking about how you living check to check, but there once was upon a time where you ain't have no check coming in. See, that was your dream. You dreamt of you being in a position where you had some type of income come in. God placed you in that position and you still complaining. See, you not realizing that that was the first step, that you got exactly what you wanted and God was going to continue to progress you. But it was all about the perspective, right? See, chosen ones, that place that you currently at, you talking about that you ready to leave, you feeling like you in lack, you talking about this house ain't no home, whatever the case may be, but you once had a dream to get approved for that place. See, when you was applying, you had pressure on you. You may have been staying with other individuals. You could have been going from couch to couch, house to house, so on and so forth. Or you could have been in the house with an abusive spouse, whatever the case may be. You could have had a manipulative mother that was trying to hold you back from seeing certain things or feeling complete or achieving. See, you could have had certain people around you that doubted you, told you that you wasn't able to get a place that they thought that you wasn't able to get approved, but God did, correct? So your dreams came true. You had a dream to get into this place and you believe that you can do it. See, you ain't proved these people, you wasn't out to prove these people wrong. You was out to prove yourself right. You knew what you could do at that point in time. God told you to spread your wings and take flight. See, you did that. So your dreams came true, correct? All right. See, chosen ones, there once was upon a time where, again, you dreamed or you wished for certain things and God had them come in and he provided them. But because you're in a current process, or you're currently in that movement, or you're currently at that spot where you're progressing, you're not feeling like, now I gave this example to somebody, and this is, again, I told them that this was a collective message. Now, when I say that, chosen ones, I want you to think about this. As far as your dreams and your admirations, the things that you want for you in a sense, I want you to think about what it is that truly means something to you. What do you want? See, right now, because you're in the middle of the maze, chosen ones, you feel lost. You feel like you're not accomplishing certain things. You feel like you at a standstill. But I gave this example before. Think about when you driving in your car and that plane is up above, and they say if this speed is at this point and that speed is at that point, it may look like that airplane is staying in place, like it's frozen in a sense, right? See, chosen ones, that's the same thing right now, because everything is moving around you, everything is aligning for you. You feel when you asking God, what else is there for you to do? You asking God and you keep looking over things that he already had approved. You keep, again, because you're in the process of finding your way, you feel like you lost in a sense. Nah, chosen ones, you're not. You're in the middle of your miracle. You're in the middle of your dream, and you have the ability to, again, call in other things, but you got to believe it. You got to see it through. Now, think about this, chosen ones, again. When you a kid and you imagine that you a baseball player or the best basketball player or the best football player, you actually believe it. So you start taking on those roles, and then all of a sudden you start to achieve them. You start having all of these skills. You start having all of these talents. You having all of these points, whatever the case may be, because you actually believe that you are those things, right? So you got people around you, whether or not this was your mother, whether or not this was your lover, your sister, your brother, whatever the case may be. There's certain people around you that was cheering for you, and they believed in you and knew that you were set out to achieve. See, there's certain people that was there for you. Again, when you first started off, you may have felt lost. You may have felt like in lack, but as soon as you got somebody supporting you, yelling certain positive things towards you, you start to build your confidence in a sense, right? So you start to actually believe you are that, right? So all of a sudden, think about your kids. I gave this example before. They like to dance. You tell them, oh, you the best dancer in the world. They believe it. So what do? They confident with busting their moves. They pulling out new moves too. They studying. They learning it. They finding their own groove. See, just because you spoke life into them, just because you told them that they can do it, see, how come you don't do the same for you though? How come you see the great in everybody else, but you ain't said nothing great about you? How come you could cheer everybody else on and tell them that they can do it, but you don't do the same for you? How come, again, when it comes to you imagining yourself in a great position, you can't do it? See, some of you can't do it because you never seen it. But that's what imagination is. You imagine something being something that hasn't quite made it there yet. You understand? So I want you to think about this. When you having a dream, when you about to go to sleep and you thinking about that partner that you want to be with, that person that you want to see then, that person that you want to cuddle with, whatever the case may be, you imagine that you laying there with them, right? So that soothes you. And then what happens? You start having a dream about them, so you manifest that in, all based upon the fact that you imagine, right? So how come you are allowing yourself to live in the middle of a nightmare? How come you always think about negative things pertaining to you? How come you always doubt that you're going in the right direction, although God is co-signing with certain things that he's showing to you, showing you synchronized numbers, having certain songs play on your playlist, having certain people come up to you and randomly say certain things? You understand? That was your confirmation. See, chosen ones. How come you are voluntarily living in a nightmare that don't belong to you? These are other people's worst imagination or worst fears, whatever the case may be. They are caught up in that victim mentality, so therefore that's what's coming through. You know those people who always feel like the world's against them, everybody's out to get them. Oh, they feel like they limited, believe that they can't do nothing, and then every time that you excited about something that you want to do, they sitting there throwing little jabs or trying to throw you off guard, deter you, because they already told themselves that they couldn't do it. See, chosen ones, we not doing this. You hear me? You're not about to be living in other people's nightmare. Let them keep that shit. So intuitively, if certain friends are around you, and again, it seems like they only want to do certain positive things when they competing with you. Not only that, chosen ones, if there's certain people around you that's trying to persuade you that you can't make certain moves, you go ahead and move them, because they're going to try to jump on the movement once it's already moving, and by then they already left. You understand me? See, there's certain people that look at you as a competition. They sit there and try to speak you into being lack. They try to tell you that you're not going to achieve certain things, but don't listen to it. You understand me? See, you only pay attention to the positive, chosen ones. Do not get triggered by the negative, because right now they trying to find a certain shell to hop into, because their sources are limited. See, I told you it's the end of an evil era, correct? I told you that, and you starting to see it too. That's why physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, you're not able to parlay with these individuals. Certain people you not feeling the same about. Certain people, again, you starting to distance from. And that's because the more that you get to know you, you start to get to know certain people and why they were sick towards you. You understand me? You starting to realize certain positions that they played on you. See, people's projections is everything. So if they're imagining you being limited, and you start to believe that too, so you start to imagine that as well, chosen ones, then what you think is going to be produced? If you got 1 million people trying to talk bad on you and they were unsuccessful, there was 1 million people that tried to put black magic on you, 1 million people that tried to say that you was financially going to be in lack, 1 million people said that you wasn't going to have love, 1 million people said that you was negative, 1 million people said all of these things, but what they spoke on you didn't come true. And that's all because of how you was carrying you, how you sat there and again defeated these individuals by speaking life into you. See, you better know that your words are very, very strong. See, they may have 1 million following as karmics following them, but you got God backing you. That's the creator of it all. So therefore, if you got God backing you, there's nobody that can bully you. You just got to live in your truth. See, I told you not to match energy, or you going to match those karma and consequences too. See, I told you to keep up your frequency. See, chosen ones, I want you to think about this. If there's a cat on the ground and they see a bird in a sense, see, if that bird is on that ground with its head down, that cat can attack him, correct? See, chosen ones. But if that bird spreads its wings and elevates to a different area, a different level, that cat can't attack them yet, right? So that let's talk like this. There's certain people that don't realize how divinely protected you are, chosen ones. See, at the time, you may not even knew those things. See, you felt like you was going through certain things because God didn't favor you, or that you had bad luck in a sense. Whole time you was one of God's favorite. He was using you as an example to show everybody else. So think about when you in the gym, or you on a sports team, or you in class and you know certain things, you on tests, whatever the case may be. That teacher will call on you to give that correct answer, right? They'll be so confident in you that you was paying attention, that you know what to do. So they'll keep volunteering you to show other people too, correct? So if you good at basketball, that gym teacher or that coach is going to call you up every time for you to show people how to get it done. Correct? Okay, cool. See, that teacher sees that you've been paying attention, knows that you know what you're supposed to be doing. So therefore, that teacher volunteers you to teach other people too, because if other people like your peers see you doing it, they gonna know that they can do it too. Some of these people may actually be influenced to make the right moves. See, I told you the line leader. What does that mean? See, the teacher selected you because you was paying attention to certain things. Signs that was getting shown, words that was getting told, actions that people had, intentions that they try to hide in a sense. See, you was paying attention to everything. You was sitting back and observing. See, that's why God selected you. You taking it as a negative because you going through certain things. One thing's for sure, your ass survived it too. See, how many people can say the same thing? See, you was in an abusive relationship. There's people that didn't survive that shit. So therefore, you are here as a demonstration to show people that they can get through it too, correct? Oh, all right, cool. See, you started off with a mother or a father that didn't show love towards you. They didn't pour into you. They wasn't there for you. But you ended up being a parent that was apparently there for your children. You was real hands-on with them. You attentive, you listen, you acknowledge them, show them certain recognition, you give love and affection, whatever the case may be. See, chosen ones. When I tell you that that's why you went through, it's because we are the individuals that have certain tools within us that other individuals don't have, and we're here to show you how to use what God gave you in a sense. See, they watch us, chosen ones. And they be mad. Because again, every time that they try to send something into our direction, they fail at that. So we are still going to be walking proof that God don't play by his people. You understand? We're going to be a walking demonstration at all times. And that's why they mad. That's why they try to get you to step in that dark light. See, think about Lion's King. You know how they said this area that those hyenas had, but if they stepped their asses from that darkness to the light, them lions was going to get on them. See, that's that pride, huh? That's that chosen ones don't play about God, huh? That's that if you step your ass into that light, you gonna get burned. So those individuals, you have to realize how to beat them. Being in your light. You gotta raise your vibration. The dark can't get to you unless you go in the dark with them. The dark can't touch you unless you give them permission. So therefore, maintain your energy, chosen ones. Don't match theirs. You match theirs, you're going to get karma and consequences too. You understand? Think about the room. How you going to light up the room with a blue ass bulb? You understand? The switch you ain't even try to flick on. None of that. You're not going to escape no darkness if you dark too. You just going to add to it, correct? But if you your light, that darkness has nowhere to run to, right? If you got your light at the highest capacity, not only that, you bring this light from this room, this light from this room, this light from this room. That's the individuals you have around you. There is no way that darkness is going to be able to attack you at all. So some of y'all, as much as you see certain movies and you like, yo, shorty is crazy and shorty is dumb. Get your ass up. Run. You hollering. Because you on the outside looking in, you could tell them everything that they supposed to be doing. Like, why would your dumb ass go in there? If you heard a noise or you heard somebody sitting there hollering at you and you know that nobody else is supposed to be in that house with you, why the hell would you walk towards it? Get your ass, like certain things from the movie, you hollering at the screen can tell them to do certain things, but when it comes to you, you ain't listen. So just like that horror movie where they heard something and they walked towards it, you seen certain signs and synchronicities that those people wasn't right. You seen that that person was a cheater, was a deceiver, was a liar, manipulator, that was a user, whatever the case may be. You seen those things. But what your ass do? Got closer to it and expected it? Huh? How come when Lil Beth was running towards the sounds, you told her that that's some other people shit? That's some dumb shit. But for you, when God gave you signs and synchronicities that these people wasn't right by you, when he intuitively spoke to you and told you what they planned to do before they had an opportunity to do it, your ass walked towards them. Half the time you told them what you knew that they was doing and you still doubted it. Now, what do I mean? God told you that that person was going to hit you. Or God told you like, hey, yo, between us, So-and-so ain't right. They got these intentions. They got this intention. They here to try to dim your light. And what did you do? You went straight to these people and told them what God told you. Like, yeah, I know what you're up to. Or are you cheat? Why are you if God put you on that to put you up in a position so you good and you not in lack, why would you sit there and blow the whole cover to tell that person that's negative, that's lurking, that's trying to do some shit, what you know that they gonna do so they can replan some things and try to attack you when you least expect it then? Nah. You listen, God told you so-and-so ain't right, then they gotta get left. If God tells you, nah, certain things ain't seeming what it is, you gotta listen. He's above it all. You think that he don't see certain things that you don't? That's like you feeling confident that you walking in the right direction, and he trying to tell you like, nah, somebody about to pop out in the end. Somebody about to pop out and try to scare you. See, he trying to prepare you for it, and what you do? You feel like you know it all, or because this person that's with you is trying to lead you. See, I'm not playing, chosen ones. God done gave you a personal GPS, so your body is your vehicle in a sense. See, some people's vehicle, you may feel seems a little run down. You may feel, see, when I say the vehicle, I ain't just talking about pertaining to your appearance. I'm talking about what you wearing as well, right? So your body is your vehicle. So what you got on your body, that's like the paint in a sense. So sometimes our shit may seem a little chip. It may not have had that shine that it once had in a sense. But one thing's for sure, this ain't no limit. I don't care how it look. See, I can tell you that exterior might look crazy at times, may not be the color that you want, may not have the type of build that you want, whatever the case may be. But if you lift that hood up, that engine is perfect. See, chosen ones, that's pertaining to you too. Sometimes y'all felt like y'all was lacking because you felt like certain things was chipped. You thought that your clothes wasn't the freshest. You thought that your hair didn't look like how they wanted. Couldn't get your nails done, hair done, shoes this, car that. You felt like you was in lack the whole time, baby. You was all of that, still are. You understand? See, these other people done bought these flashy cars, but they done bought flashy lemons. See, that's like that masculine selecting that feminine based upon her frame. And then realizing that she don't have no ability to do anything. That she look good, but she don't got no confidence for real. She don't got no ambition for real. She ain't gonna be able to mother his kids or play a certain positive position that other people gonna see in a sense. She ain't gonna be able to speak life into him. She's just for that. There's some of you the same way pertaining to the masculines that you've been attracted to. They look real flashy, look real nice. The whole time they had flood damage in a sense. Whole time that shit looks like it was good, but it wasn't. See, chosen ones, you got to pay attention, right? You got to pop that hood, see what's going on. That's your mind. That's your aura. That's what you got inside. But not only that, chosen ones, you got to realize that you got a personal GPS inside of you. So think about that GPS that's in the car that's showing you where you going to. See, that intuition and that discernment serves that same purpose. See, there's some of you that rather look over this GPS and what God's guiding you to do, telling you about what you're about to head into, tell you what's expected to come about, what people are trying to do, who's trying to take you out. See, God has showed you a GPS like, okay, well, ahead there's a speed trap. That's people trying to set you up in a sense. See, okay, well, ahead, there's a storm, there's a little hour delay. That's God telling you, like, be patient. Because, yeah, you could rush, but if you rush, you're going to mess around and slip. You can crash your whip, and then you really going to be standing still then. So, therefore, God will have certain seasons where he slows you down. And you feeling like you're losing. You feeling like you then did something bad, and the whole time God's telling you, no, nah, I did that. Stop. No, the devil don't got nothing to do with that. I slowed you down because there was something that you was going to miss out on. I slowed you down so you can peep the scenery in a sense, that you can enjoy as far as the experience as you hit it in that direction. Or God knew that you was about to take a big risk that was going to end up sacrificing certain things that he already got in line for you. So he sat there and paused you for a moment so you can regroup and recharge, that you can get your mind right, so certain things can get presented and you're going to realize that he was saving you the whole time. But there's some of you chosen ones that's been listening to the passenger person rather than what that GPS is saying. See, there's certain friends that you had that try to deter you from your path, told you to take this turn when God didn't tell you to go in that direction. This person is telling you to make a left or make a right, and God's telling you that they try to steer you out your light, but you was listening to them. How you listening to this person talking about how they can get around all this shit, but they don't even got a whip of their own? They ain't going, how you going to listen to this person who is telling you all these locations to go, but they ain't tell you how much they going to put towards that tank yet? There's some of you that's listening to other people, and these are karmics with no direction. They not connected to God, so therefore they lacking, but you out here listening to them to what they should do or what you should do or what's best for you, but they don't even know what's best for them. You understand? So I need you to stand in your power. I need you to allow God to guide you. Now, if God guides you and tell you to stop at this location and he has you run into another individual, your true soul tribe, people that got a confirmation for you, that's different. If God tells you through your intuition, your discernment, he leads you to this person and says they got something to tell you. They got a message for you. See, God will do that, chosen ones. God will lead you to an individual who has a message for you, has a confirmation for you, has a key for you. And that's that baton in the sense that they're going to pass to you for you to be able to pass through to the next step that God's taking you. See? That's when you listen. So that's almost like God will have your tank or your E-light pop on. And that's when you know it's time to gas it back up, correct? Oh, why? So you paid attention to the signs and synchronicities that was inside of your vehicle, not listening to somebody else's shit. See, when you was riding in that whip, you felt that the tire was off. You felt like you was wobbly in a sense, and they try to persuade you not to listen, but you did. And when you listened, you pulled over and you realized had you not listened, your ass would have been dead. See, that's why you chosen ones, you got to allow God to guide you. You hear me? So I'm trying to tell you, you got to allow God to guide you, because there's some of you right now, God tells you to make a move and you may not feel like it turned out how you wanted it to. But you got to realize your plan B, C, D, E has always been God's plan A. So you feeling things ain't going according to plan, what your plan, what you thought you was going to do whole time, God already had this handled in a sense, right? But not only that, chosen ones, I want you to think about this. As far as God guiding you, right? Hitting you in the right direction, right? See, chosen ones, you have to realize all your dreams are coming true. This is not the time for you to doubt what God's doing for you. This is not the time for you to allow the devil to get in your ears. See, this is what you got to do. See, chosen ones, those times that you was in dark, or if it was dark in a sense, right? And you may not have been able to see clearly, but you could hear, correct? See, when one sense is down, other senses pick up. See, there was times that you may not have seen things clearly. That's when your ass needed to listen up. See, when you was in that dark room, you heard certain words or certain people calling out to you. See, you heard this person who sounds so peaceful, but you felt intuitively that they was evil. So they was speaking, oh, come in this direction. Oh, you should do this. Oh, whole time they was sirens trying to move you in the wrong direction. You was like, I don't like that. So when you was walking in the darkness, what happens when you click? See, I done told y'all how I did when I was little. Chosen ones, I used to click off the lights and intentionally try to see if I remember where I was moving around and going to, right? So I used to intentionally click off the lights and just see if I remembered how to get to where I was going to, right? Now, I say this because right now, some of y'all are currently in that dark room. You know where God told you to enter here and you're going to exit out of there and where you're going to go to. He made that clear, but he gave you a quick glimpse. So you got a quick picture of what the end was going to be. That was you happy, successful, succeeding, achieving certain things, love, light, respect, acknowledgement, all of that, right? God gave you a quick glimpse. That was a quick glimpse, so you seen the picture and you knew what direction you needed to go, correct? See, chosen ones, in that darkness, of course, sometimes you're going to run into walls, run into certain things. You might stump your toe. You might have hit your head a little bit, hit your elbow, whatever the case may be, right? You may have felt like you walked into a dead end, but you was listening to God. You allowed God to guide you. So therefore, again, think about how that story is where they say, oh, grandma, what was it, Little Red Riding Hood? Where it's like, okay, well, this is a wolf dressed up like Granny. And she like, wait a minute, Granny, what big eyes you had? What big hands you had? What big this you have? And she was observing, correct? See, chosen ones, if this person is presenting themselves as Mrs. or Mr. Perfect. They acting like they had such good intentions. What do you do? Pay attention and ask questions. See, the person who ain't from the divine, they gonna get triggered when you asking them to give you certain information. See, some of these false prophets that's out here reciting other people's shit, or people that can recite scriptures but they not really living by it, or can recite scriptures but they not understanding the context behind it. See, people can recite shit all day. That don't mean that they talented. That don't mean that they intelligent. Shit, how many of you know people right now that's book smart but common sense they lack that? How many people like you so smart but you so damn dumb too? How many people have you ran into that? Where they could, again, repeat certain things. They seem like they intelligent when somebody gives the blueprint from them, but for them to have to speak on their own or think about their own, they can't do it. That's almost like, again, they could know how to survive or know the words or whatever the case may be, but when it comes to actually doing those things, they can't. Chosen ones, you pay attention to these people. Because, again, there's certain people that you was praising, but you ain't realized that they was praising evil. That they try to jump on that spiritual movement because they knew where we was going to. They already realized that, chosen ones, we about to start getting the recognition that they was giving to these dark-ass individuals. See, I told you how God said that the first will be last and the last will be first. See, chosen ones, you ever seen somebody have a... Let's say this, because we all been children, right? Obviously. When you have a toy when you a child, and your younger sibling wants it, and they start to wild out, they kicking and screaming and all of these things, right? And what does your people say? They like, yo, can you just let so-and-so play with it for right now? When I promise you, I'm going to either give that right back to you or I'm going to buy something else for you. If there's a few pieces of candy or one piece of candy left, and that kid asks the ass to get it, and your parent says, can you get that to him? I promise you, I'm going to give you your own pack. See, chosen ones, at times, we got to let these demons throw their fit. Let these demons do what they do. But in the end, we are going to be the individuals that get put in that position, and we're going to be example to them. See, some of these people that was finessing, listening to the devil and thought that they was progression, see, God gave them a quick glimpse of what they could have got had they did the right things or divinely been aligned. See, chosen ones, this is your season, so think of this. I told you in the beginning, God sat there and told the devil, because the devil used to be God's right-hand man. When the devil started feeling himself and felt like he ain't had to put no work in, he thought he was too fresh, thought he was too handsome in a sense, so therefore he didn't want to do no work. He thought that he should just get that shit. God was like, nah, but the devil got certain people to join the squad. Now hear me out. See, I want you to think about this. I always say this. The universe is the whole house. So in the Bible, see, I remember this, chosen ones, how they say, in my Father's house, there are many rooms. Or in my Father's mansion, there are many rooms. Whatever the case may be, Google it, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't quote the scripture for you. But chosen ones, the universe is God's whole house. The earth is just a room. And this was a place that God told the devil, go ahead in your room and get your mind right. I want you to think about what you did. See, don't you bring your ass out of that room acting up or dimming everybody else's or messing up everybody else's day instead. You sit there and keep that shit to that limited area. When you get your mind right, we can try this again. I'm going to come back in there in a little bit after you cooled off and see if you didn't came to your senses. See, God gave the devil this little ass room, which is earth, because it's so small compared to everything that's floating all around you, right? God said, you had this little room, but you got a limited amount of time. See, either you going to get your shit together or you not. You either going to apologize or do this. See, the devil chose not to do it. He chose to keep plotting. See, chosen ones, when I tell you that earth was just a little moment where he could run wild in a sense, try to get as many people to follow him, and God intentionally did it because God was like, nah, I don't need nobody around me that's not loyal no more. I don't need nobody that is around me that's going to follow anybody who is just telling them to do and go against somebody that's been feeding you, providing you, protecting you, enlightening you, doing all these things. So that's almost like, since you want to listen to your little ass friends, since you want to listen to that, go ahead and figure it out then. So God told the devil he could have this little room. See, God's not evil. The same, The same way your granny may have told your uncle, well, you can stay for a little bit, then you gonna have to get yourself together and get out my shit. See, that's what God did. And that's why you gotta realize that earth right now, chosen ones, it may seem like it's running all crazy, but it's getting corrected. See, when other universes too found out that earth in a sense ain't have no rules, see, that's almost like, well, in this room you can do what you wanna do. Okay. Well, God started to take that door off. See, that's almost like, nah, no more locked doors. You understand how Shorty set off for Friday after next now? Chosen ones. God took that door off. That was that veil getting lifted. Now, we going to see what you doing. We going to see what you up to. So, don't do nothing that you don't want other people witnessing or seeing about you. See, the devil didn't listen. Now, he's getting exited. Now he's getting that eviction. He thought that God was going to continue to let him live there, and God didn't. See, that's why you got to be cautious, because the devil trying to find certain people to jump into, try to control, try to do certain things to. The devil's trying to get majority against God, and God's like, it's not going to work. The devil thought that this little ass group that he got, for one of his demons, there's about 1 million gods and goddesses. So when I tell you how people try to turn it into a race thing where they're like, oh, well, they're trying to suppress the melanin and all of this. Now, listen, because some of my people got mad about that. But hear me out. Chosen ones, why would you voluntarily assume that you in lack? And not only that, why do you have the victim mentality that certain people are trying to hold you back when other people went through what you went through too? The difference is they believed that they was better, and certain things started to get approved. See, chosen ones, when I tell you the devil has certain intentions, but God used other things, that same intentions against him. Now hear me out. So remember a few, well, some of you might not, because you knew, but chosen ones, remember when they had all of those abortion laws and was saying you can't abort and all of this, and people was acting out because they like, well, what about the victims and this and that and the third? Oh, I felt you. But I told people at that point in time, don't trip. This is what God's doing for you. See, if they talking about you can't get rid of a child, even if you got violated, you were supposed to have that violating person's child, right? Then I told y'all, nah, don't relax. Because when their ways start to catch up to them, they're going to change it. So if they initially said that you can't abort children, no matter how they conceived them, no matter if you was a victim or not, they told you how to keep them. But what happened when those people that was doing corruption, sleeping with people that they wasn't supposed to, having babies with other, they was going to then be co-signing abortion again, right? So God used that moment to expose these individuals. You started finding about secret families and babies that was hidden, certain politicians or certain popular people that was having children with children. You started to see certain shit, then they started to change it up a little bit. God used what they try to do against you, against them. Not only that, chosen ones, there's certain people right now where you say about how, again, I'm gonna talk to my people real quick, because I told you already what type of time we on. Now, chosen ones, they make you feel like you are suppressed, make you feel like you're limited. So if you take out the race that you are, think about evil and good. And I told you this. So if they sit there and try to, instead of saying, oh, melanated people, there's more of us than them, okay? Chosen ones, let's do this as far as the devil's type of and God's type of view. There's more of us chosen ones than these dark-ass demon individuals. There's more people of light than these dark people, but they chose you and told you not to use your light. So therefore, you better know that there's more of us chosen ones than it is of them. And just know that the chosen ones comes in various forms and various complexions. You understand? Not only that, hear me out, chosen ones. Oh, we gonna talk today. See, chosen ones, they try to make certain melanated individuals, make them feel like they were suppressed, make them feel like all the police is against you, so on and so forth, right? Okay, cool. So just like there was slavery, there was Holocaust, right? Before Holocaust, or I ain't gonna say before, there was Holocaust, there was slavery, there were certain Irish slaves, there were certain Asian slaves that was in concentration camps too. There was indigenous people that were slaved by individuals. See, the difference between certain groups is some of them believe that they a victim. Other people's like, man, fuck you. See, melanated individuals, they made you feel like you suppressed. They made you feel like you less. Whole time, chosen ones, I told you, I don't believe that shit. Because, one, they try to make you feel like all the police is against you. Okay. Now, are there corrupt people? Yes. Yes, there is. But why not tell your children to become them then? Why tell you that all the police is against you when you could tell your children to become police, and guess what? They're going to be better than those individuals. See, them demons try to put each other on. The chosen ones instead try to tell people to suppress themselves and make themselves feel like they limited. Oh, nah. See, chosen ones, I want you to think about this. If they telling you all the police is against you, you start to believe it, so you automatically on defense, and you automatically think that they're going to defeat you, so you go in there being lost. You understand? You go in there being a victim. You go in there already feeling like they overpowered you. Nah, if you go there knowing that you ain't guilty, knowing that you ain't do nothing wrong, knowing that God's on your side and God's going to align what's right, you understand? You change the whole perspective. Now you got positive energy that comes towards you. Now when you meet them, they treat you differently. You understand me? It's what you manifesting in. It's that magnet. You understand? Not only that, hear me out. See, a lot of people was getting upset because they rewriting history and writing shit in. Now, let me tell you how God's using that for your benefit. If they changing history, that means you not reading about you being a slave. You not reading about you being limited. You not reading about you being suppressed, so therefore you stop speaking that shit into existence then. So therefore they really helping you out. You feeling like, again, they may have intended to hide certain things that they did, but no, chosen ones. Instead, they have room for you to manifest and write other things in. See, we not repeating no negative shit. I'm speaking life into everybody that I'm connected with. You divine, I don't care if you look like me or you a different hue, complexion, whatever the case may be. If that mind aligns with mine, that faith aligns with mine, you worshiping God and not these deities and entities, you actually being authentically you and who you supposed to be, man, baby, we people. Because my family, for real, that's blood, we got various races. And the people who say, well, everything comes from melanin, if that's the case, these are people too. If you say that everything starts with melanin, and again, there's some truth to it, these are people too. These are other lineages. So just like, okay, this cousin is your cousin, but they father may be Caucasian and they mother is melanin, that doesn't make that cousin less of your cousin because they got a lighter complexion, correct? Oh, all right, cool. So right now, chosen ones, you gotta realize that we supposed to be connected. You understand me? This not the time that, oh, people is out to get you and the men is out. Fuck. I'm not hearing that. I ain't no victim. Fuck out of here. What you talking about? We not no victim. We victorious. What you mean? See, all those people that say that they don't have anything right now based upon other people, they lack accountability. Somebody told them that victim shit and they believed that shit, so they didn't accomplish no shit. See, there's a difference. Because there's people that used to be slaves or back in those days. There's melanated individuals, and I can speak on behalf of my family too. My family, again, I'm from Maryland. They escaped as far as certain slavery, and what happened? My family got a church. Those people who escaped, they, again, got all of this land, had a church, had a school that they built on them. They created their own community in a sense, and that was a time where everybody was against them. So you're not about to tell me that you don't got shit because everybody's against you when people that was fresh out of that shit still got to it. I'm not playing with you. I'm not playing with you at all. You talking about what you don't have or what you can't get because somebody told you that and you believe that shit, man. Get it together. You heard me? Get it together. And this goes back to, I'm going to bring this back to your dreams come true, chosen ones. What you see for you comes true, chosen ones. So if you only speaking love, light, and positivity for you, chosen ones, that's all you're going to get. If you look at it a positive in every situation because you know that this is divinely aligned, then chosen ones, I'm sure I'd say... I'm so sorry. I see somebody say, sorry about the Ravens. Listen, I love watching football. I don't be knowing what's going on. I ain't even gonna lie. I know the few basics. But you know, Ravens, you'll try it. But nah, chosen ones, for real. You got to sit there and, again, what you want, you not suppress, stop believing that shit. You understand? You feeling like your dreams already came true. There's some of you right now that want to, your dream is to have a business. You already accomplished it. You got your LLC, you got your business name, okay? And you may have sold one product. You may have had a few customers. You already made it. You talking about you want to make, you already made it. Because once upon a time, it was your dream to have your own business. Not only did you fulfill that, but you actually had people invest in it. So what's your next dream? To have more business? That dream's going to come too. In fruition, right? So, chosen ones, what do you see? You got to start somewhere. God wants to see that you grateful and that you was able to handle certain things. That's almost like if you got a plate full of food, you can't sit there and say, can I have some more? And you ain't even eat what God already gave you. That's like your kids. If they sit there and want something, you like, well, how did you take care of the last one? Now, last time I bought you a bike, you let so-and-so ride off and take it. Last time I seen you do this, you sat there and did that. So, chosen ones, with that being said, you're going to have to correct that. You understand your mentality in a sense. You're going to have to get that together because you feeling like, again, you're limited. The whole time you not limited at all. The whole time you already succeeding. You already accomplishing it. God just wants to see what you going to do. That's like that person talking about, oh, they could flip this from that. Well, let me see with this small amount. What can you do? Did you turn that 5 to 500? Okay, if you didn't, why would I give you more money then? Huh? It doesn't make sense. If you pay somebody to do this job and they don't do that job, are you going to pay them again? No, until you see something get produced. So the same pertaining to you. What you going to do? Thank you, babies. What you going to do? If you are asking God for something and God provides you that, are you showing him what you can do with that in a sense? Are you showing gratitude? So you said again that before you ain't have no job, you got one. Okay? Before you ain't even have no bills, you lived with another person. Now you got your place. So now you got enough money or live check to check just so that you can pay the bills based upon where you at. And if that once was your dream to accomplish those things and you did it, don't you know that your next dream of having more abundance to put to the side to help somebody else out is going to come too? Huh? Okay. So that's it. You started somewhere. You got to acknowledge it. You sitting there acting like you ain't doing nothing, ain't did shit. Some of you, even if you physically didn't change, your mentality did. You wouldn't even observe the things that you did. You wouldn't even catch on to the things you did. You wouldn't even took an accountability. You wouldn't even put yourself in action. So now you are. So how are you still feeling that you lacking? You had to get your mind right. If your mind's the manifester, how you going to manifest great things in? You're going to manifest the same cycles, the same ending as you did before if you don't clear out or clean them up in a sense, right? So that's that junk room. Guys like, nah, look through that room and see what you need, what you don't. Go take it to somebody else or throw away those things. God is having certain things play out in your life right now, chosen ones. You better believe that. You understand? You better give yourself acknowledgement. Oh, you upset because you feel guilty about entertaining that person from your past. There once upon a time where your ass didn't even catch on that you ain't even catch on that your ass was lacking with that person. So now you feeling bad about it means that your ass won't do it again. Now you had to feel that in order for certain things to be solidified in your life. You understand? So give yourself credit. I'm not playing with y'all. I'm not playing with you. Oh, well, you're talking about what you used to do when you first had your children, or you felt like, and I had to tell this to somebody too, so this is somebody's message or that individual was currently here, correct? But chosen ones, right now, you hard on yourself thinking of how you was when you raised your kids, talking about you didn't have as much patience, how you may not have been as affectionate. But what was you going through when you was raising them? You sitting there feeling like you was short fused or you didn't have enough energy to do all the things that you wanted to do. Chosen ones, what was you going through at that time as well? You was healing certain things that you was going through, people that hurt you. You had an evil mother, so you didn't even know how to be a mother. This was new to you. Not only that, you was fighting a father or fighting a mother. You was fighting the demons that was trying to keep you destructive. You was fighting as far as addictions. You was fighting certain insecurities that you had within, and you was feeling bad about yourself, feeling like you ain't played no solid position. What are you doing now? You understand me? What are you doing now? Did you show them a different you? You keep getting caught back in the past of what you used to do, but what are you currently doing? You're a better you, so why are you hard on yourself? Huh? I'm not playing with you, chosen ones. If they seen you going through it, they gonna see you get to it. Get your ass on. Stop holding your past against you. You no longer that person. The old you wouldn't even acknowledge what you used to do or what your ass was doing, but you are now, so why are you hard on yourself? You hear me? I'm not playing with you at all. But I love you so much. Listen, I got to get up off here because I do have coaching sessions to do. Chosen ones. I got a few announcements. One, I would definitely recommend to get in your coaching sessions because I do have certain speaking events that I'm going to be going to, so I may not be as available to you for you to book with me, all right? So definitely get it in right now. I got you. Also, chosen ones. Y'all know, as far as certain events, I'm going to have certain physical as well as virtual courses, all right? So I will let you know as soon as they're available. The tickets will be available in my link, but we're going to have another Mother's Day celebration this year. We're going to have more courses based upon the area that you wanted to focus on. I look so much forward to seeing you. But I'm going to post this on YouTube a little later, but I love you so much. If you need me, baby, you know how to reach me, all right? Y'all continue to be great.